Welp. Hello, boys. It's a little bit late, but we are finally live with TZ against Phoenix. Game is already started. It's currently 1-1, and TZ also used the repeat. And currently we have Serenity and Terrific on the table. It's a Blue Eyes against Harpy matchup, so hopefully it will be a good match. And with me, I have Bixie.
Hello.
He will help me casting the match for as long as possible,
Mm,
hopefully, because we have a game in like 2 hours and a half. So if
Yeah.
there are gonna be like 7 Fire King mirrors, like the stream, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So Book of Moon is flipped on the Channeler. However, the Harpy Hunting Ground is still on the field, so there might be as well as Nast, even though we already saw one. Or anything else to deal with the second back row from Serenity. There is, in fact, as well as Nast. In case that back row is treacherous, that won't be able to be activated, as one is already in the graveyard.
Yeah. So terrific repeated, right? So
Yeah, Terrific repeated the Harpy. So I
mm,
think that the second deck was Fire King.
possibly, but it's quite interesting too that Phoenix actually opened with Blue Eyes. I don't think any team has opened Blue Eyes, as far as I know. For actually, there might be, but like one of the less occurred openers, in my opinion.
Yeah, keep in mind that the Blue Eyes was the second deck. I don't really know what was the first deck actually in the pair. So if we get
Yeah, right.
with that, would be pretty cool to know. But so far we don't. So we don't really know what happened. We just know a repeat happened. And the Harpy won the second game. So X deck from Serenity won game one against Harpy, and then like there was a repeat.
Yep.
Because why wouldn't you want to repeat the best deck in the format?
Yeah, I mean, it just won the MCS, so it's probably the best right now.
Should those to fire red EXO 2 times in a row MCS champions? Hopefully free. Hopefully I'll be the next.
Yeah, as long as you don't break, bro.
Oh, that's something that you cannot ask to me. There's a path from Serenity. There will likely be game here, as any normal summon is just game. The Cyber Slash will bounce right now, so
Yeah,
unless
he
Serenity.
just needs like a spell.
No, it doesn't even
Like,
need it. That's RP thing, right?
oh yeah, right.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, okay, yeah, so it's game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
any
it's
monster
game.
was game. So Serenity's out, Terrific will take the win and bring TZ to 2-1.
Yeah.
Rest for good measure, but just please close the game.
Yep. So that kind of made the repeat worth it, right? Because after that, like, Terrific repeated, but he got 2 wins out of the puppies because of it. So yeah, I think it was a good repeat.
Yeah, TZ showing their experience with this repeat as
Yeah.
the Harpy was able to take 2 games. Sometimes you break, sometimes it's good.
And TZ needs to win this, right, to get to playoffs.
I'm pretty sure they need it in order to have a chance of getting playoffs. I actually don't really know how is their scoreline currently. Let me actually check it out.
Yeah.
They are like
Bring it up. Right? I think they're like 5-4 right now.
maybe they're even like 4 or 5. They were
Yeah,
actually
they're 5-4 right now. So
Oh, okay.
a win gets them to playoffs. While
Yeah,
Phoenix is
yeah, they're currently the third team in the wild card, so winning here will make them go to playoffs most likely through wild card, I think.
Yep.
But
And Phoenix is 3-6 right now.
yeah, they I don't think they can actually. Yeah, they need to go through wildcard as Sensei won yesterday, and they won really big, and their RD was also higher than TZ. So TZ, in order to access the playoffs, it will have to go through wildcard, and they need to win in order to secure wildcard here.
Yeah. But they're off to a good start, I would say. Yeah.
The RD
Mm,
is 11, so it's pretty good for them so far, and winning
mm,
would bring them to 18 points, which should be safe playoffs.
yeah.
While Phoenix doesn't really have anything to play for, they're last in their division. With
Yeah.
yeah, they don't really have anything to play for either than Pride.
Yep. So Noobs is coming in next from Phoenix, and it's Yami Yugi's probably Fire King.
Yeah, like it could be Far King, could be
It could be
Thunder.
Thunder. Yeah, it could be Thunder.
It's
But
one of the two.
30 cuts is probably Fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Fire King.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Unless you're on a small Duel Light engine or
Yeah. So he opens Avada or Avada Pass.
Book of Moon one time.
Yeah. That kind of signals that it might be like his hand is full of like hand traps probably.
Also, the two sets and like the set monster probably means that there is a treacherous in Terrific Sand, or that
Yeah.
he just doesn't even have a blade.
Or he could have like a Book of Moon, but he doesn't have like the pieces to combo off, so he just goes ahead and set it instead. Pops the wrong. Probably search a second Avada. No, he searches Duel Links.
Tiarvata will just win the defense position monster. We'll see what the monster was.
I guess he didn't search for like a wrong or Avada because yeah, he's just trying to play around PTH.
There was a treacherous. We predicted that the treacherous doesn't really solve anything as the Arvada will be summoned, but
Yeah,
one thing is fine. Like now, Terrific is free from negations.
yeah, yeah. He's free from like monster negations.
However, T-Nubs will get a search off of Baron and also got some damage.
Yeah.
So it's a fair trade for both players.
So his hand is like Garunix, one search from Barong. Oh, Circle of the Viking.
Oh.
Okay, you don't see that every day. So it's Circle, Garunix, and two unknown cards. Chances are there's probably gonna be like at least one hand trap.
Yeah, but also I'm happy to see that, to be fair, because it means that the game will last shorter. Oh, RP Lady. That's not what you're gonna see. Double RP Lady 1 in the starting hand.
Yeah, his hand is pretty bad.
I mean, everything that makes a Fire King match shorter, I dig that. I know when I have
any
like
day. Yeah, you
40
take those
minutes
any
of
day.
Fire King matches. an island. We'll likely pop the Veil,
Mix from him.
maybe the Garnex. We'll see. He could go for a rank 4 play if he wants to.
Hmm. Also, he can actually use Circle on Veil if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I can find monster you control. Yeah, you can actually use Circle on the Veil. So pops the Garunix, picks the Avada. No response from Terrific. And the circle comes in, probably gonna.
Hopefully gonna close the game.
Yeah, because if when he destroys the Avada floats something, so he gets like 2 more attacks in.
Yeah, and both of those are lethal.
Yeah.
Is a
Oh.
book. That doesn't work.
It doesn't work because it doesn't have to be face up on resolution. Oh, okay, that's a pretty costly.
I mean, it was likely lethal regardless, but because the other back row had to be something like live, and there wasn't really delay, so it was probably a second treacherous.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it was a misplay in case there was another left back row, but even then, like, nothing saves you there from that situation. You have 2 ability ones in the graveyard. Like, you're not doing it.
I mean, you opened pretty bad, so okay, but anyways, it's 2-2, so Terrific went out with 2 wins, so I guess that's fine. So now they have to think about what they're gonna send in for against Fire King.
Thinking going on.
Yeah. I think someone entered the room. Is it? Oh no. Okay. No way.
It was a good thing that Terrific won the starting pair for TZ, as now they have the counter lead, which means that they will have the lead on sending their deck.
Yeah.
So they are at an advantage right now.
Because if they keep trading decks, then TZ will be on top at the end. Oh my god! What the?
Yildiz.
That balance, right?
They sent Tuni. That should be balanced. Pyramids for sure.
In before Mystic Depths, bro.
Tuni played Pyramids recently.
I mean, one can hope, bro. One can hope.
It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So Tuni my boy Tuni Han comes in.
Yeah, they sent the former Armedi's army players first, and then everyone else.
Yeah. Pyramids. So you open master.
Sending pulse.
That's it. That that kind of signals that he has another one in hand, right?
Yeah, and also that the other card in his hand is probably Sphinx at this point.
Yeah.
You
If
wouldn't
not,
want
you'll
to send
probably
anyone
send it.
anything else.
Yeah, agreed.
Because like if you have pulls, you want to send a spell in order to have it live, which means that most likely he drew into the Sphinx, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Is it bad though for him? Like I don't really
He
play.
won't get a pop. That's the bad thing. Like he won't get a pop unless the master dies.
Oh yeah, right. Because you need to like banish field spells and rock monsters, right?
Yeah, field spells and mid monsters. Immediately switches out into Fortress.
Oh.
He doesn't want to play into the Arvada, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And also gets to search another master. There's an onslaught that will clear the master. And we'll see if there was a Sphinx in his hand or not. Fortress is really good against. Oof. Oh, there's a Byrang actually. That's not an Arvada. That's completely fine for Tuning.
Yeah. Oh, but two
Kills
back
that.
rows.
Fortress is very annoying for.
Yeah, especially if you have that. Especially you have that field card right now, right? The one that prevents destruction.
Yeah, for like, that's Fortress.
There's
Because
a delay. Yeah, there's a delay.
there was the Sphinx. As we predicted, the Sphinx was there. Also, the Sphinx is bigger than anything in the deck. Their only out is booking it and then popping it, which
Yeah.
isn't really something that happens every day. You know, they need they need book in order to do it, and even then,
Yeah.
any field spell activation gets the Sphinx back.
Yep.
Or the pulse
But
could
to be fair, he has like two back rows, so one of them could be book.
Yeah, but even then,
Yeah. See. Yeah.
I don't really agree with this play. It's very greedy, as any field spell gets the Sphinx back, and we know that most likely Tunis set is a pulse, so he doesn't have problems bringing the Sphinx back. I really don't agree with this play. I would do it in case it's my turn and I can't.
Yeah, you would do this play if it's actually your turn, right? And you can push for damage.
But even then, like there's pulse, like it just goes back. Like, I don't know. That was weird to me. Mids doesn't have problem recycling the Sphinx, as long as it doesn't get banned.
Yeah. That's like. What the?
There's another book, so that's fine. He's just really hoping that there is not a pulse in Tunis set. Which
Yeah. But like the fact that he discarded one pulse in the first turn.
Yeah, it's very unlikely.
Very likely that he has another pulse set, right?
And in that position, like Tunis okay with that because he can just bring back the Sphinx, stop taking a monster and play. Or he could just like summon back a monster, change the field spell. He could do it immediately right now.
Yeah.
To get back the Sphinx. We know there is an Arvada, however, and an island as well. Okay, cool. Actually, bringing a monster wouldn't have been good because he would have had to banish the Sphinx. So that was fine.
Oh, yeah, right. Because he has like, I think 3.
Yeah. He can.
Yeah, 3.
His only play right now is bringing back the Sphinx by banishing the Master and the Cruiser, as you cannot banish pulls stuff.
Yeah.
Or just wait.
I think the Sphinx is too important in this matchup to banish.
Yeah. Or just wait for the Master to be destroyed in order to have another banish.
Yeah, that's kind of. But you will want to protect the Master, right?
I
Like
mean,
you can just you use pulse to bring back the Sphinx, then
the
he can
set
only attack the Sphinx.
there, I think Sphinx can. Does Sphinx only protect the Triumph monsters or everything? Actually,
Yeah, you need to control.
I need to read Sphinx out.
Monsters your opponent control cannot attack other. I can't see. Cannot attack. Yeah, he cannot attack any other monster except Sphinx. So in this case, I think it would be better to just pulse back the Sphinx and protect your master, so that you can flip it up next turn.
I mean, even then, there. Uh, yeah, I think he needs to do it. Obviously,
Yeah, of course. He needs to bring back the Sphinx, regardless.
like regardless of what happens in the next turn, like even if the potential Garunics can just pop it, but like, it doesn't really matter. You still do it.
Yeah. Mm. Quite a long thinking time. I guess he might be thinking about exceeding. Oh, okay, never mind. Battle phase.
Swings with the barrel.
Okay.
There was a pulse. There was a pulse.
Yeah, so pulse here to revive the Sphinx. Yep.
So far, we predicted everything basically.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not gonna attack anymore.
Nothing can get over the Sphinx currently. The Baron will get a search, but that's about it. And Sphinx can start applying pressure. Also,
Yeah.
what could Tuni do is just flip up the monster and pass and just like wait. You can like kill your Avata and then wait to see King Golem in order to have a lethal place.
Oh. Yeah.
You can just
There's
like
the
wait
circle
there.
again.
Because if he swings into the Arvata, he doesn't particularly care about the searches.
Yeah, that's true.
And also gets rid of the second Arvata. He decides
Like,
against it, which is okay.
yeah.
It means that he has a back
Like
row.
I was just thinking, like, is there ever a scenario where like the previous turn he would just like because he brought back the Sphinx, right? Then is there ever a scenario where you would just attack the Sphinx with the Barong, like just to trigger the draw for yourself?
I don't think you can draw anything actually to get out.
Maybe like, yeah, that's true. Like an MST doesn't cut it right now.
Yeah, because the thing is, Tuni can just not activate the master, and nothing will happen. He can just like wait it out, top deck a monster, and then get King Golem and swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
All of his King Golems are still in his deck, so he doesn't even need to shuffle them back. He can just like hard draw them at some point.
Yeah.
And also, Triamids is not a deck that can deck out at all. They just can't.
Yeah, so I've heard.
He decides to get rid of his Arvata in order to summon a Baron. Hopefully, I think there will be a rank 4 play in order to try to go for lethal. I think this is what's happening.
Yeah, he might try for like Spider, I guess.
But the
But
bad
Tuni has like 2 barrels.
normal summon, it wasn't special summoned from the hand.
Oh.
Which means that even with a
was
Spider,
that-
it doesn't really have lethal. That's a dire wolf.
Oh, that's tornado! Whoa, that's spicy.
Wow.
Tuni with the spice.
Terrific play DHD? No, he didn't. He just went. He just like played Harpy and repeated, so we don't know what his second deck was.
Oh, you're like reading the Twitch chat,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
That's Tornado. Okay, start playing that in your primate list, I guess. I mean, it's a very good side deck card for Shramins, but because it's a trap, but still, like, didn't expect to see it in a main deck. It's not the first time
like,
that I've seen a player from TZ playing Dust Tornado in their deck. I remember Negative One played it in his normal light deck at some point.
yeah, I think he played it in, I want to say MCS.
I'm pretty sure he won MCS with that.
Yeah, he won. He, yeah,
Played like
I remember. But it's probably like in the. I even remember it probably in the main board. If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
I,
Yeah,
I don't know.
he plays stuff like Canadia and
They
Dust
just like
Tornado
the card.
instead of the discard stuff, right?
They just like the card, I guess. They just
Yeah,
Dust Tornado
it's
like
like
the Petite.
yeah, it's like a TZ flavor thing. Dancer. Does that mean he's gonna exceed the? Oh, never mind.
No, he can just pass. To be fair, he doesn't really need to do anything at all. He can just like wait for King Golem, and when he has it, he just starts swinging.
Oh, so he's gonna master. Oh yeah, he's gonna master target the back row
That
to
is.
free up the space for the dancer, I guess.
I mean, you just want to get rid of the back row regardless, because you want to be safe when going for your plays. You don't want to be interrupted by a movement that could be pretty big.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, thank you for the sub, Hideki bro. Subbing for 35 months to do a Duel Links Steamworks channel. That's a lot of month.
Yeah.
That's probably older than Wawerer.
It's like 7 times the amount of months I've played Duel Links.
He started subbing to the channel before Wawerer was even born.
Okay, he's swinging in.
We love you, Wawerer, don't worry.
Spear Kuribo. Okay, then he's probably gonna pass to not trigger the draw.
Yeah, just pass here. You don't really need to do anything. You gotta
Runic
does absolutely nothing.
The chicken is sad, man. Pinky searching Barong. I don't know how he's gonna come back with this though. Like the trimit is like pretty much set up. Nadia flipping down the Avada.
Yeah, he just wants to switch field spells and
Yeah. In next turn he can buff his board with Dancer and
half King
maybe
Golem.
just switch it to King Golem and
After 10 turns, Cryamids actually wins the game. Yay! So we'll see what
to be fair,
second deck
to
is.
be fair, 10 turns is like not too long and not too short, yeah. At least it's not like 30 turns.
I mean, still pretty long. I want to see some Cyber Dragon mirrors. Please let me see like some Cyber Dragon action. So. Gameplay takes like 2 turns.
Yeah. Like I think both players can literally just open their hands and just compare and say like, oh, I guess we win.
But like some hero action, I don't know. Actually, I think I've seen the longest hero match ever in Team Wars. It was a match from Zanwell last season, and it lasted like 30 turns. It went to like
For
mega
real,
point in.
30 turns.
It was
Hero
some
mirror. What
stupid thing like
the
that. Not
shit?
30 turns, obviously, he would have backed out, but like it was around like 20 turns. He was almost decked out, and it was like hero against magician girls.
Oh, okay, okay.
And
I
like
thought
after,
you meant like I thought you meant like a hero mirror. Like what the
no, no,
what the
no.
shit?
As Emmy pointed out, it was literally Koga control. Like the, magician girls cannot
Oh,
out Koga. Basically, they just cannot do that without a trap. And like he wasted every single trap in their deck, and then summoned Koga, and it was like swing, swing, like keep swinging. Nothing was happening besides that because like magician girls just
okay, okay.
holding.
So Phoenix brought in puppies.
Yeah,
Interesting that it's
Tinob sucked.
interesting that it's guys that banks.
I mean, it's fine. Like, it's not a counter deck. It was just his second deck, so they probably just went with a pair expecting to play against other decks. You would want RP Hunting around obviously against Pyramids, but it is what it is. Ooh, discarding the rest. That's so bad. That's
Oh
not what you want to
man,
see
this,
if
this
you're a
sucks.
Phoenix fan. That's like a really, really minus turn.
Yeah, unless he has like an oracle in his hand.
But
Even
even
then, it's like
then, it's like no
not that
back
good.
roll.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still going first against
Oh, he's
Pyramids,
going
so your Lord
just
Tiffany is playing Pyramids, the best deck of the format. Besides Harpy, besides Cyber Dragon, quite a lot of decks. But Pyramids, dear Chu. There was a set in the end, so that's still probably gonna carry you against mids, for sure.
mm, the fact that he used the egotist kind of signals that his back row is Swallow's Nest.
I mean, just wait for the normal summon Swallow's Nest GG. That's what happens, unless there is a treacherous from Philly's side.
Yeah. And this Swallow's Nest is pretty big
Oh,
because he gets to search two if he plays Happy's Hunting Ground.
it was
Oh, okay, okay. That's very anticlimactic, but sure.
You don't have the power of predicting everything.
I know. Like,
I
I
mean, he
was
still
watching
did
your
that in order to have lethal. If the
yeah.
set is false, it's completely fine, but Canadia or the Treacherous will stop the lethal play and put you in a winning position, as Tinob only has one card in his hand.
Yeah, if it's like Pulse or Dust Tornado, then it's pretty much game.
Yeah, actually, Dust Tornado is super bad right now.
Yeah, but Dust Tornado can kind of like
Wow,
wait,
that doesn't do anything
Dust
for
Tornado-
Tinobs. One Canadia could be lethal for Tyranny. One Canadia could mean that on the next turn he just normal summons swings over Cyber Slash.
Yeah,
Decides to bounce
that's,
the Harpy Lady 1, so he wants to have a back row pop.
yeah. He might be reading a delay. Was there a delay when he activated the hunting ground? I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, it was the Cyber Slash delay.
Mm,
Choosing target, probably deciding to go for either the field spell or the sets. Watch him, it pulls in their Sphinx in and that
oh
would
no!
be so funny. Just
Not like
pulls.
this. Not like this.
Yeah, he would have to flip pulls. If there is a Sphinx in hand.
He's thinking. Dust
If it's
Tornado.
pulls, you flip it. Oh, it's Dust Tornado. Okay, that is fine. It gets rid of the Harpy Hunting round.
Yep. They're swinging in.
Yeah, Scorpio, we weren't beaming. We actually sold the dust turn in the last game. Can you just
It's like,
scratch? Nothing?
oh, that's probably. Is it game?
Yeah, that
Yep,
is.
it's game.
That was probably cool.
Okay.
Imagine he actually had the Sphinx in hand, and he must be like
Yeah,
molding right now.
that would be like super tilted.
So we'll see what Tierney's second deck is. Maybe it's some OTK deck. Please be some OTK deck. We don't have that much
Yeah.
time. on top.
But I kind of like how the Team Wars format now is like with the meta now is like every war is like kind of close if you don't count those that streak because like you just send in the counters and everything and it's just gonna be like 3-3 then 4-3 then 4-4 and whatsoever.
Yeah, it's rare to see streaks unless weird stuff happens in like the stars
Yeah.
align and your player keeps drawing Chandler going first.
Oh,
Wait,
there's
there's
some
still blue.
blue eyes. Wow.
Yep, blue eyes. Going second is in Harvey, that's okay. Shuni flexing the KC map, by the way.
A bit iffy, but yeah.
Also, thank you for the raid jumpy.
Chandler APK on point.
I mean, he didn't really see it like in the other games, so it's fine.
At least he didn't discard the rest this time. So we're good, we're good. So he's gonna make slash and he's gonna
I mean,
blast.
MB, in order to have the LT game on main, this match would have to end before that, which I do not think is gonna happen. The LT game is in 2 hours, and this is still free. So unless there is a big streak from anyone, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Also, we are gonna we're gonna have to dip at some point in order to finish the preparation.
Yeah.
Output email.
Ancient rule. Dragon Spirit of Light one time. Oh wow.
Okay, okay, he does have it.
That's a good start. That's a good.
Snipes the middle. It was a dead swallow
okay.
nest.
Like the dead swallow's nest.
You don't need an excuse to DM HeyZZy. Just like DM him and be like, "Yo, HeyZZy, bah!" and then just like get out of his DMs. Or like just go in his DMs and be like, "Lamopal."
Lamaupal. Normal summon Sage. If the Harpy's back row is real, he's probably gonna chain it now.
My back row.
The thing is, if it's a live back row, he if Toonie has a blue eyes in hand, he can chain Dragon Spirit or White's effect. Then Cyber Slash cannot activate its effect.
Okay, there's a Sage into Sage. He decides not to Synchro Summon.
Wow.
Goes for a Blue Eyes.
I guess he wants to push for damage.
I mean, it's an okay play because if the back row isn't a destruction back row, he would need to, like, or a book, for example, he would need to bounce the Blue Eyes Red Dragon in order to save the Slash.
Oh,
Which
wait. He's...
turn. Okay, just
Oh, he just went
scrap
for the
that.
Heliopolis.
Scrap that. Just go Heliopolis. Okay.
I guess he read that there was no delay.
Must be the. Yeah, there is no delay. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done that. It was another Dad's Swallow's Nest. And he will get a Blue Eyes in the Unfade, so.
Yeah, and.
Pretty good position for King.
Yeah, and Harpies can't really OTK through 2,000 attack monsters. You have to open like Slash plus NXT to get over this. And with 3 cards,
Yeah,
it is possible, but
I mean, that's not happening.
I mean, you literally have to have Channeler or Oracle. Yeah, not happening. But he has to get rid of the Heliopolis this turn, at least.
Well, that won't be happening with just a Perfumer, unfortunately.
Perfumer plus a spell can get rid of it. Because he can search Egotist, then make Slash, then activate a spell.
There is an XYZ from Harpy. Goes for the Malevolence.
What the?
In defense, banish the Heliopolis to get rid of the materials, but the Heliopolis will come back.
He must have bricked very hard. Like, yeah. I mean, like the remaining 2 cards are.
And that's game, Gabe.
Yeah, that's game. 1 million. Yeah. Well, the blue eyes worked, I guess. Since it was like sent in to beat the Harpies.
I mean, it was like just tuning stuck on that. So.
Yeah.
It's a matchup that sometimes has to happen, and Tuni won it, so. Blue Eyes still not dead, I guess. Use the power of the glue eyes. Kyun takes the game, and the score goes to 4-3 for TZ.
Yep. So now Phoenix is gonna have to think of something to send into Blue Eyes. And it's probably a Harpy.
we'll see what Phoenix has in store for Blue Eyes. It's not really a deck that you think of a counter.
Yeah, Blue Eyes is the type of deck that it's a very well-rounded deck. Like I know some people think that water is a counter, but it's not like a hard counter, in my opinion.
I mean, it's not even a counter at all. Blue Eyes just wins.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes water does water stuff.
I mean,
As
Water
with
is just
Diva.
terrible. He just needs to open Diva Treasures.
Yeah.
Stupid deck.
Oh.
Bella
Okay.
Fury
So the
stands.
next,
Bella Fury is a Blue Eyes player, by the way. That like this might actually be a mirror.
yeah, he won Meta Weekly with it, right?
Oh, they just sent that David Binds RP. Yeah, he recently won my weekly with Blue Eyes.
Yep.
Goes first with Chandler. That's what you wanna see. Okay, I guess we can start having like a conversation topic. Like, what do you think is the best character to play David Binds on?
For me, hmm, I'm biased towards the GX era, so it's usually Jaden for me.
Okay, because I think
Jaden or Jaden.
like small Jaden is like normal Jaden is like the last common one.
Yeah.
It's like HeyZZy is the most common, then there is
There's Small
Jesse,
Yugi.
then Small Yugi, then Jaden Yubel, and then Jaden.
Yeah, then and there's like Jesse too. Yeah, like you know, remember back then when
Oh my god,
Happy
just pass!
came out. Yeah, and
Just
like,
pass!
oh what the wait what?
What? Yeah, I should get David
Oh,
Binds, to be fair. There is no
oh,
girl character with David Binds.
yeah.
I need
I
this.
mean, when oh my god, Ancient Moves again.
Please tell me this is an OTK, Cutie. Go for it, Cutie. You have it. Stone.
Yeah, it's not
Alternative.
DK.
Alternative. Please. Please, alternative. Just OTK. Be alternative, boys. Do it. You know you want to.
I like how you just want the game to end on turn 2.
I just want the game to end fast, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sage into the stone will end with 3 blue eyes on the board. At the end of the turn. Only 2 for now. Goes for Spirit of White in order to have more protection. So most likely there is a blue eyes in Tunis' hand. Yeah, that's also true. They didn't give type of binds to like any Zexal character.
Yeah, not yet, right? Not yet. Imagine giving ties that binds to Yuma. Oh my god.
He would have
That would
like
be so,
every
that would be so
skill.
stupid, my guy. You'd be like, oh.
Nobody would use him.
Yeah.
Imagine I summon my monster, super weapon, Chukagakakot, and then like type of bind.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be like a lot of mind games. Like, you think it's tie that binds, then boom, the guy plays Zexel weapon. Then you get punished.
Yeah. He did play around Ray. Most RP builds are dropping Ray, but you still like try to play around it because you don't want to get sacked by like the one guy who plays it.
Yeah. Like nowadays, people are going more for like the utility extra deck, like not playing the Utopia package for like stuff like Dweller, Roach.
Some people are even on Maestro
Yeah,
to out the Dwellers.
yeah, it's just for the water matchup. Or you can play second Patriarch.
That's not happening anytime soon.
That's a bit extreme, but yeah.
There is an egotist, a Blue Eyes will be bounced,
Wow.
but okay, so he decides to go for
Hmm.
the Spirit. You're shiny, and
Okay.
it's going fine. In slightly
But
less
he's
than
still
2 hours.
not. Yeah, he's gonna tie the binds.
In slightly less than 2 hours, my team will play for first place in their division, so feels good. Hopefully, we're gonna win that.
Yeah.
Tab
Davide gonna
to
carry.
who knows if I'm playing.
Davide is gonna carry me to the promised land, which is top 8.
Okay, interestingly, I need 3 wins to tie with first place in the power rankings. And 4 wins, I'm solo first place.
Yeah, but we're benching you, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
So, summoning a tuna here. If you have, if you have book, now would be a good time. Okay, so almost nest.
And I will bounce the blue eyes, but
Yep, leaving the stone there.
that gives the skill though. It's now guaranteed that Uni has the skill because their
Yeah.
stone is graveyard. I
Mhm.
don't necessarily agree with that, but he might still have predicted the another blue eyes in hand, so he didn't want to have to deal with both the skill
Hmm.
and blue eyes because it would be lethal in that case.
Yeah, like I think leaving the OG blue eyes there would have been a bit more dangerous. Like, yeah, like the most Tuni can do now is make a twin burst, which yeah, it clears the board, but uh, it's better than like dying, I guess.
It's also 100 attack off of lethal because the stone will hit for 600.
Awkward stone.
Unless there is a treacherous there, that could be pretty big.
Yeah. But if it's treacherous, wouldn't
Oh,
you
there is
activate your
treacherous. This
biggest
game
thing?
is just over. Unless Tune is a treacherous of his own.
Oh, GG, bro.
Blue Eyes in the end phase any spell is lethal unless Tune's back row is a life back row, which would be able to stop the UTK from happening.
Yeah, if Tuni has his own TTH, then could be different.
Tune having his
Oh,
own TH means that his Blue is still gonna get bounced. Doesn't even matter, he's
yeah.
just bouncing it with the Harpy hunting round. Will
Oh, the
likely
bounce
just
goes through.
go battle phase. There's an egotist.
Just,
So if it's a karma cut, it doesn't prevent
it's still
from.
fine. No, wait, it isn't right. He just goes like samurai.
They have 5 alliance. It's a bug, so
Yeah.
it's lethal.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
And
did he like book? Did he
no,
book
no,
the? Oh,
he booked the monster that was just summoned,
oh.
so doesn't matter. Kingdom sticks the game. Oh, Bella Fiore, sorry, new
But
player.
why? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
The game goes to 4-4, and TZ will have to choose their next player. So both pairs from both teams went 2-2 so far, basically. Like, like Serenity went 1-2, but Like their next player went 2-2, and then their other player went 1-2, like 1-0. So it's basically like both teams are 2-2, but TZ has the advantage as they get to send the next player and send their counter. We'll see what they decide to bring for Harpy. Please be a Cyber Dragon.
Oh, is that neck one?
Waiting for the next player.
Isn't neck one in the room already? Yeah.
Yeah,
Neck one.
that's correct. Word's favorite dog is in the room.
World's favorite doggo.
So -1 will get to go first. That's likely a 30 card Fire King. Will be big Yugi against small Yugi. Big chickens against small chickens.
Mm-hmm.
A small chicken is summoned.
That's not a.
Another small chicken is summoned.
It's not an ideal opening. You
Yeah,
can't even rest.
it's very bad.
Yeah, you can't even rest. My goodness.
This is a -1, by the way. This is what a bad Harpy opening looks like. When Harpy does this, it reminds me of water.
Like, I would argue that -1 for a dweller is much more useful than a cyber slash in this scenario. Oh, set one pass. So both players not opening ideal.
That's a lot of thinking. tries to go swing for lethal. There will likely be a hand trap or a back row to prevent this from happening. Thrasher with this flipped Cyber Slash will bounce the Perfumer in hand. Thrasher is in 30 cards, by the way. You just love to see it. Nick's in the chat being like, fuck the draw. I agree.
Yeah, that skill should have been nerfed, to be honest.
I mean, it should have at least been nerfed to something along the lines of you need to
Like,
actually be at 2k life points in order to activate it.
or like, or like maybe instead of 2,000, you should make it like 1,000. You know, like when you take more than 3,000 damage or something.
The way to kill it, to be fair, is if you have less than 2k life points at turn 5 onwards. That would be the kill. the the
Yeah, that's
Konami
true.
balancing. Konami balancing
Yeah,
will be like, yo, this kill is good. So how do we kill it?
we just put it after turn 5.
Just make it only a Dark Magician. You can only need draw for Dark Magician.
If you think about it, right, like in the anime, like when Yugi like goes for the destiny draw shit, it's always like at the very end of the, like when the duel is going to end. So it's logical to make it like after turn 5 if you think about it.
Another treacherous that is not amazing treacherous, however.
Yeah.
Wants to go for lethal on this turn. So if Nag1 doesn't have any hand trap, it would be lethal for Bellafior. Alphys wing, nothing, Cyber Slash,
Karibo.
Kite
Oh,
Roar.
Karibo.
I
Oh,
mean,
so he's playing like one Kiteroid and one Treacherous.
I
Is
mean, wouldn't you kite the first attack to not take damage? That's just me, but. Oh yeah,
oh,
he activated Veil, so he already has Deidro. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, then it's correct. Then
uh,
it's absolutely correct. From -1, I just missed a bit. I just skipped a bit for a second. Goes for Island. The Island will pop the Garnets we already know is in -1's hand, so that will pop everything. That's just game.
MST.
Oh no, I missed it.
You called the game way too early.
Oh, he's just gonna be like Onslaught? No.
Onslaught?
When MST negates.
Yeah, quite literally.
So I activated my MST and my opponent activated the MST chaining on my MST. Why didn't my MST got negated?
Yeah.
It's like you get in a Drift video and like he just combos off with Pendulum and like has an Apollo he has another negate with like Endymion. It's like, oh, it's 5 negates, and now we set an MST. It's 6 negates. 2 hand traps. Pendulum?
He's thinking very long.
Yeah, there's a lot of thinking. There's likely nothing that really saves -1 here. We know there is a big chicken in his hand currently. That doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, and the Kiteroid in the grave is probably just gonna block like slash. So if he wants to survive, he needs like at least one more hand trap. Summoning Avada. Whoa, lightning vortex. What the? Hey, we have a game. We have a game.
Okay.
And if the last card in hand, yeah, the last card in hand is Garunix, right?
Yep.
Okay, we have a game. So I'm assuming he de-dropped for the lightning vortex.
Or he did draw for Island, and then he just had it already. I mean, does the job.
Going for the sin.
Just goes for lethal, probably felt no delay at all, and
Yeah.
then gets the game. -1 wins and bring the game to 5-4 for TZ.
At this rate, it's gonna be like a 9-9 war.
Yeah, should have kept the MST for the Vortex so he could have negated the Vortex. Correct. There's no, no.
Water.
Why? Why do you bring that deck? That deck is so free. I just hate to see water. It's so bad. It's
Oh,
literally Walmart Harpy.
Trinit. uh,
Trunit is the only way you win this game. You need like Trunit Diva. Like that is not a good deck. Opens the Diva regardless because fuck math. You know, math is an opinion.
yeah. Chat. Chat says TTH incoming. I agree.
I mean, you don't try to hydrate in a Team Wars game. You try to hide for Team Meta frequently.
Oh, there's no
And remember,
response.
guys, stay hydrated. Okay, set free. Yeah, sure. Cool. Good to see this deck needs to open broken to play, but it actually opened broken, so it's playing. Nice. Dweller gets his wing in, so might as well win. Unless there is a treacherous or anything for -1, because
Mm,
yeah.
if I'm -1, I'll just let it. I'll just let it go through, like to trigger D draw.
He just swing.
Yeah. So as expected, you take the damage. You trigger D draw.
I mean,
What do you D draw here?
he feels safe because he has free back row, but are you really safe as a water player? I think you're literally just never safe with that deck, to be fair.
Maybe you D draw a Book of Moon, perhaps.
He didn't, he just got an island. The island will be popped by Dweller.
Mm, hmm. That gives him a window to activate Onslaught, actually.
Yeah, there is a window for Onslaught, but there could be. Actually, it's fine because if there is a
Yeah,
book,
here's Onslaught. Yeah.
the big chicken doesn't get destroyed. But in order to not make the big chicken float, he would need to activate Dweller's effect. And by doing that, it doesn't swing over the big chicken. Which means that if he swings over the big chicken, -1 will always get a float.
Yeah. Unless like damage step lands or something. Okay, so book
So the book,
to be
as predicted,
expected.
the big chicken doesn't get destroyed because of this. All he can do without overextending into a treacherous is swing in immediately with the Dweller. And even then, treacherous will be really good for -1 because it gets rid of the Dweller and the big chicken gets to return on the next turn.
Yeah. And the thing is, he can't really swing over the Duel Links. Oh, because he has to detach the material. So his dollar will go back to like 1007. Book of Moon, okay, just the chain, I guess. A little bit relevant here if he plays like Floodgate or something. I think I saw someone play Floodgate in the hiking yesterday.
Yeah, some
And
people actually do.
second diva. Treasures will be so good right now. But it's probably not. Because like if it was a treacherous, he neg one would have activated it the previous turn.
Could be anything to be fair.
Yeah.
He might have just capped it.
marksman. Prob- gonna probably exceed. Oh,
That's a second.
second.
It's gonna flip down the marks, man. So same situations as last turn.
Yeah,
I mean, the top deck diva does kind of save you here if you're Bellafior, so he will likely walk away with the game because wow, nice, this deck needs the top deck diva.
yeah, yeah. The thing is, Neg One doesn't have anything to like generate more resources. His island got popped, and he has one card in hand.
Yeah, that doesn't save you. Those
Like
battlefields,
even a
besides
lightning,
being over.
even a lightning vortex would be pretty mediocre right now.
Oh,
Oh,
they're
oh,
treacherous.
that's game.
Okay. That's not
Just needs
game.
to
Oh yeah, that is
wait.
game actually. It's game to
Yeah,
Sphere because he might have done it in the battle step, so only Kite would save you here.
yeah.
So Bellafior takes the game and now the match is 5-5. That was Diva
Probably
TTH by the way, guys.
diva doing diva things.
Yeah, like water. That's like water is supposed to be the counter to Fire King, and it took two divas and a treacherous to win.
Okay, so Negwan is going in with his second deck, which is
Oh, that's Harpy.
Puppies
Buy water.
with Puppies
Buy.
Hunting Ground.
Just buy water. Was a nice. Oh,
Whoa,
that's 29. That's a
29
fat
plus.
list.
It's fat, but not too, like he wants to stand out from the rest, so he goes for 29.
Yeah, but it means though that there is probably no treacherous in his deck, which is advantageous for water here.
Yes. And the fact that Negwan is going first, if he wants to keep the Harpy's hunting ground on the field, he will have to like set back rows and pass. But that's also like pretty dangerous against water because water can just MST and just diva booga booga you know.
Nagwan is going first with nothing so far. Nothing has
Yeah.
been activated. I mean, 29 cards means that he's running Hysteric Sign. Like, it's a different build from the
Yeah.
23 22. Like, it's just another deck.
I guess he's just deciding on whether it's worth it to like make a play now and like sacrifice the hunting ground or like just yeah. So he's deciding to keep the hunting ground for next turn and rely on his back row to protect themselves.
That's true.
Kishki chain, not an ideal start. I mean, anything that isn't diva is not
Yeah.
ideal.
I mean, that works. Triple back row.
Yeah,
If you're
I
neg one,
mean,
like, would you
I think you're
trap?
pretty happy if you're like one, right? Like, it's just all food for Harpy's hunting ground.
Yeah, he kept to the Harpy hunting run. Will now start popping back row as he normal summons the Oracle. If you snipe the Treacherous here, you're very happy about it.
For sure, for sure. Oh, you changed MST.
MST on the field spell, so he doesn't want to lose to Nest and other stuff. That's fine. It was the best outcome for Bella Fury probably. Because now Nagwan has to extend this place in order to get rid of the Gishki chain, and by doing so he is under the threat of Treacherous. Goes for Egotist. Summon the Cyber Harpy Lady. And
Oh,
there's the
treacherous trap.
Treacherous Grapple.
Ooh. We'll see if there's like a swallow's nest. Oh, there isn't.
Nothing.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
On other set, and the Oracle will get back a card in the end phase, which means that Negative One still has a discard target.
Taking back the egotist.
However, if all three of those back row are discard traps, that's not gonna help him. Yeah, could be a party as well. That's just another set.
If it is a party, then the snipe on the MST just now with the hunting ground is pretty significant. But
It's just a book so far.
just draws and pass.
Okay, so no cursing was redeemed. So this will now be a family-friendly stream, boys.
I mean, it was always family friendly from the start.
I mean, if this needs to be family-friendly, then I might as well just mute myself because I can't really say anything nice about this game.
I don't think Treacherous Trapo is family friendly, to be honest.
Oh! You played Treacherous in 29, you madman.
Oh no.
And negative one just gets a +1. 50 on the hysteric sign. You like to see it. I mean, Dina cursing with Diva. Yes. How can I not curse while seeing this?
Book of Moon on the infantry. If the last card is Angler in hand, then it's game.
Game. I mean, there's nothing. Battle phase wings for 200. Might as well.
Yeah. Hysteric sign.
What's free in the end phase? It wasn't even like sign this card. He just literally MSTD. Because it's very likely that Nag 1 doesn't even like play these card types. Besides like Sign. If he plays Ratchers, like... Oh, book! Nast, one time. One time. There is a Nast! There is the Nast.
Yes, Water has already used TPH. And no, I don't think he added the second hunting ground.
For another channeler. There's an Ingotist. Ruka will be flipped. I'd flip it on Chandler. That is correct. As now he gets to swing over and do more damage, because why the hell not? So yeah, he gets to the Diva to not be on the field. I don't know why you wouldn't book the channeler before that, but that's just me. Top deck Diva. You can just not book your opponent, then book the channeler so you take the damage, and then still top deck Diva and go for game. That's water, boys. That's true
Sorry guys.
gaming power.
Sorry guys, my co-caster has...
Ah, this is a loss for everyone.
So it's... I want to say 5-5 now, is it?
It's 6-5 for Phoenix, as Bella
Oh,
Fiore was
6-5.
able to bring it back with the water.
Yep. So they're down with HeyZZy still has Masaryk and Chris. Is Chris gonna come in and carry TZ again like last week?
I mean, Chris has been really consistent for in Tier 0. It has been his best season, I think, in Team Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see if he'll get to bring it back again.
And the guy literally went 7-1 last week. So big expectations from him. Oh, and it is Chris. Let's go. Is coming in with 23 cuts. Harpies hunting ground. Harpies. Water going first. So
Diva! Just more divas.
yeah. To be fair, when you're playing against water, you expect them to open Diva, right? Like you should be more surprised if they don't open Diva instead of like being so surprised when they open Diva.
No other monster decides to go for Dweller Pass. Probably to play around the Treacherous. I just hate water. It's like it's so brain dead. Like whenever you play water, like you have your two brain cells in your deck, and they just like start rolling, and they're like, "Oh, Dipsy Diva! I activate Dipsy Diva's effect, allowing me to summon
I feel,
stupid infantry guy that
I
looks
feel,
horrible."
I
But by the
feel,
way, like,
I feel insulted because I'm like a water player.
like, have you seen the Atlantean monsters' faces? That's the face of a water player.
I feel so attacked.
And guess what, Bixie? Fuck you. You topped that MCS with water. I'm not forgetting that. I mean, I almost won an MCS with Dark Magician, so I probably deserve more hate. But
Yeah, I wasn't around. So book is gonna sit in.
I used to be a
This is
Dark
so
Magician,
good.
so probably I deserve more hate than this. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, a top is a top, a win is a win, right? Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what deck you use. You can be strong. You can be a strong bird player and still win.
Yeah, we know of someone that won some big tournaments with Stromberg, so surprisingly his soul is still somewhat fine. Like, he's been pretty corrupted by that, but yeah, that's true then. Like, I actually got super fucking farm in the finals. Like, Squire Cosmic in 24 cards, that's just... It's just the new MST Diva, you know? Like the old MST Diva. But like, that was even a matchup, like, I was supposed to win. Like, DM against Shira, like, what the... And then nothing. Like, you set Karma Pass. Nice. Nice game. Please don't limit Bird. I don't want to have to deal with that deck. Like, have you seen Clan Wars season recently? Like, BMP brought
Yeah.
brought Lunalights in playoffs. So, it exists. Yeah, I do actually. I decided to set Karamaka Tempest for the rest of my life. But what if one card in my hand would be certified? You know, like, I did sack everyone else. Besides, like, some Judin's Wiz. Like, I Judin's Wiz, like, I just break against. It happens. Like, that's what happens when you play, like, a sack deck. Like, if you go, like, even in Team Wars, even if you think about Team Wars format, and there was a point where, like, Blackwings and DM were good, those decks would either, like, 0-1, don't repeat, or they would just, like, sack everyone on streak. Because, like, they're not consistent deck, but they have these plays that just win the game immediately. Like, Navigation Circle just wins the game in most games, unless there is Cosmic.
Yeah.
At the time, right now, Nav Circle isn't even that good, to be fair. There's just Swallows, Nest, Lamar, pal. I feel like we could have unlimited DM and it wouldn't even be that good right now. And I'm not even lying. It would be annoying, so don't do that, but it wouldn't even be that good. Book of Mind is flipped, Harpy 1 is flipped face down, so Reese has to sell and pass, and Melifior's Dweller that was there since turn 1 is still on the field. He does absolutely not want to play into Treacherous Trapple, so he's probably gonna keep playing him. Yeah, DM would suck, Daniel. Don't bring it back, but it will suck. I'm not advocating for it. I don't want DM to be back. Or rather, if DM will be back, I want everyone to play it so I can just like click Cyber Dragon and farm it, or Hero. Book of Moon is flipped. The Dweller will die next turn, and Chris now has freedom to play through everything because there is nothing on Bellafure's board. The Dweller is just a yellow monster that doesn't really do anything right now. There's a Harpist that will net him a search. Yo, where is Water back row? Yeah. I mean, if you start with free back row and then you just don't do anything because you are scared of dying to treacherous, you know. Wild Buns, we saw Triamids and Blue Eyes, I guess. Like, we didn't really see anything spicy. We saw Triamids with Dust Tornado. That was probably the spiciest thing we saw. I'm not fucking you, Scorpion. Like, you're actually correct. Like, what is that?
Oh.
Like, his hand was probably like full of monsters, and he was like, I don't wanna die. Treacherous. And then he just died anyways. So Chris wins! 6-6. Malefior is out, and Phoenix will need to send their next player, as we also need to send our next commentator, because we have a match soon.
Indeed, you have. We need to get ready for that as well. Everyone who is obviously on Pharaohs or Lost Tribe needs to get ready, and also me having to get ready for streaming that match. So make sure to stay with us for the remainder of this match. And thank you once again, Davide and Bixie, for the cast.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See ya.
See ya, boys.
See ya.
And yeah, so overall, pretty spicy and really back and forth match we have had thus far. And maybe we can see even more spice. Usually in the last few decks, you get to see that, because usually with this caliber of teams, they keep the best for last. So really interesting to see what's gonna be in there. Anyway, hopefully it does finish pretty soon, because the next match is really spicy, and we have to stream that on the main channel. So already seeing the next person joining the room, which will be I'll let you know in a moment. It's not Chris, it's Chris with a dot. Cannot forget the dot at the end. That's right. Let's edit that real quick. Hopefully Chris isn't mad at us, or rather at me, for not putting in the dot. But yeah, we have Schofield next. And we are ready to go, so let's see. Honestly, this will buy me enough time to get home so I can do the report on time. Yeah, we'll see. So it's gonna be Schofield's first turn there. 30 cards, Yami Yugi. Usually indicative of the of either Thunder Dragons or Fire Kings. Usually would be sending in Fire Kings against Harpies, and that should be it. Cannot count out those pesky Senjus or Lunalites. 30 cards, by the way. But yeah, Baronk will be added thanks to Tenki. And he also has the island, so really good 2-card combo to pretty much set up any kind of Arvada negate. Either by destroying Barong or destroying Garunix. So there you have it. The Arvada with 1 set card. So as ideal as it can get pretty much in 30 cards. Let's see. Back row has to be something pretty good. Despite the Harpies hunting around being on the field there to immediately pretty much destroy. $30 cards as well. The likelihood to open a hand trap should be pretty low. If okay, so he's choosing to go for Onslaught for a next turn play in case his alright, MST to stop the Harpies hunting ground from destroying his island. So it's not that bad, but still Channeler gets to live, and surely an effect will be coming through for other cards in hand. Surely there must be one Harpy card. Garunix, I mean, he did add Onslaught. He has to have the negate. Passing there also wouldn't do much on what, a Book of Moon or Book of Moon now. That's that's great. Now you get to do your channeler effect and honestly maybe even go for game. Discard the rest. Usually not the best discard. Any kind of monster would be more than ideal, because then you get to with a full combo you get to activate the discarded rest. There's Oracle to at least fetch back the rest in the end phase. Does that mean he's got the elegant? Yeah, he just like that. And because we know one is Onslaught and he chose not to add any fire monster, we can probably assume that the other card in hand is a fire monster for the Arvada negate, so there should be no hand trap. There's one attack. And there's the second. So just like that, Chris takes the game and puts tier 0 in a winning position. 2-0, and we already see the repeat from the side of Phoenix. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting now. Obviously, Harpies don't have the best matchup against Fire King, so ideally you should be using your repeat, and that's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna be going into the next game immediately. FK counters Harpy Copium, Monkarudzi, Monkarud, Shift Enter, Fat, Shift Enter, Pepe Tims. Alright, boys. So we have once again Schofield going first, once again with the tanky. Will it be once again with the island and once again with the back row? As the Arvada this time. Will promptly normal summon it and just pass on that. Chris does have 5 cards in the hand. Chandler, seemingly no delay from either player. Never mind. Book a Moon. Surely Schofield opened a hand trap in this instance, right? Surely there has to be a hand trap there. Otherwise, he doesn't get to live. 3 cards, one of which surely is a negate material, so 2 cards. How many hand traps do you run in 30 cards? Like around 5 if you run TTH. So 2 cards in hand, 5 possible hand traps in 30 cards. Let's see it. So there's the Cyber Slash, obviously with the bounce. Oh, my bad, no. Okay, never mind. Schofield will be just surrendering outright. And that suddenly puts the match in a really bad position for Phoenix. It was back and forth up until this point, but now with Harpies, with Chris still not being knocked out, at least of his Harpies deck, you're still very prompt to perhaps sending another Fire King if they even have it from Metal Overdrive. And for all we know, Chris could be playing a counter to what counters Harpies. Usually players do like to play that kind of setup. Just play one good deck and play the counter to the counter of your good deck. But yeah. We'll be seeing pretty soon. Should be seeing pretty soon. Metal Overdrive is the last player, so should be hopping in momentarily. So yeah, 187 viewers. Thank you once again for coming in and tuning in to Team Wars. It is week 10, usually the most sweaty one, because you never know who's gonna make it and who's not gonna make it. Especially this season, since we didn't have any total blowouts, but also not any total teams that were getting farmed. So should be a very interesting outcome, at least from this match's perspective, because if HeyZZy wins, they are to be put at 6-4, and if they are to win right now at 10-6, they would be having 15 RD. Would not be enough to put them inside top 2, thanks to Rookies and Sensei already holding those places, but does make a very, very good case for wildcards. 15 RD, let me check that. Yeah, they were in the top 4 of wildcards standings, so as of last week they would have made it, but there's 6 other 5-4 teams as of that graphic, and 1 6-3. So the division, the second division rather, is very competitive right now. Both of the teams don't make part of that division, but nonetheless, you can check the graphics in the division standings. So where's Davide? Davide had to leave because his match is starting pretty soon and he has to prepare for it. Should be starting in 40 minutes, and I am going to be streaming that match as well. Should be a very, very spicy match, considering that the scheduling did take out a while. Who are next? Pharaohs and Lost Tribe, starting in 40 minutes. So we are gonna be seeing Metal coming down to the table very fast. My Valentine. So Metal starting first, Perfumer. Metal's Harpy Sunning Ground will be activating last. Both of the players will be destroying each other's field spell. Gentleman's agreement. Elegant Egotist for Metal to set up the Cyber Slash after adding rest as well. It's pretty good turn 1 setup. Or perhaps making the Heraldry Patriarch, considering it is the mirror. You know it is the mirror. And setting 1 card. Will we see any kind of good back row, let's say, from Metal? Good, like TDH, like Book of Moon. Usual cards you see in Harpies. Chris. Setting 1 card. Quickly checking by setting the Lightning Vortex and discarding a Swallow's Nest for that. To destroy the Heraldry Patriarch. Opening Lightning Vortex, a card we have not seen thus far in any of his 3 games, I'm pretty sure. Harpist with the Egotist in hand. So I suppose just summoning Perfumer should be game if I'm not missing anything. Never mind, there's the... Obviously there's the set card. Surely there's something there that stops that from happening. How many Harpies today? A lot. I believe Terrific started with a repeat of Harpies. I believe Tooney didn't play any Harpies. Remember, he did play Tramids. There's the Swallow's Nest. We'll be going for Perfumer. Is there any TTH that should be activated in this moment? Seemingly no. Will be an Exceed Summon for HeyZZy Patriarch. We'll be playing around a potential TTH, but there is a fat delay from the side of Metal. We do know Metal has 1 Harpy's Feather Rest in hand. While Chris does get the Harpist search in the end, if that face down is something like a Book of Moon, could be pretty risky. Let's see. Back to Metal's turn. Both players having summoned number 18, HeyZZy Patriarch. Currently only 2 Harpies in the graveyard for Metal. That backer really has to be something pretty good. A TTH would be putting the 3rd necessary Harpy in the graveyard and get rid of the HeyZZy Patriarch. That way you enable your rest and could be doing something, but seemingly Metal will be playing on the defensive. Chris, we know he has 1 Perfumer, 1 Egotist in hand, so he could be making Cyber Slash on this turn and have at least 2 attacks to go for game. Thus, Book of Moon is unable to stop it. Perfumer, once again, can search. I suppose rest is your only target remaining, which would be very ideal there, considering you have the Harpist in the grave and you can Egotist for the other Harpy, putting down 3 while having the Cyber Slash on the field. So there's the rest to be added. Thought about it for a while, so that is indicative of him probably playing another Harpy's mentioning card. But there's the Egotist that was searched last turn, activated. Anything from Metal? Seemingly not, so the Synchro Summon will be going through. There's Cyber Slash. 3 Harpins in the grave is the requirement for the Feather Rest to be activated. Easily can bounce there. There it is. So now Metal has to stop both attacks. And the way I see it, if he... well, he did use already 2 nests. So it's highly unlikely that he's got something like some way to get an Oracle and another nest. But there you have it. Metal will be falling. And that puts TZ down to match point. 4-0. Once again, Chris showing up when he is needed the most in the last few weeks. Must not forget last week's reverse sweep from Chris, in which he really went crazy with, I believe, a 30 card build of Harpy Ladies with stuff like Hysteric Party and Hysteric Sign or Seal. I don't know what's the exact name of the card. Alright, back to the table and we are ready to go. What's a ignition effect? I don't know, Konami. What's a ignition effect, not an ignition effect? But yeah, opts not to repeat and goes in with water exceeds or sea serpent exceeds. Depends on how you call it. Even though fish exceeds is kind of rare to see nowadays. It is going to be Sea Serpent exceeds for the win for Metal and Phoenix. 3 backer from Chris as the turn 1 play. You don't like to see that. Considering that some builds of water has been playing this deck as an OTK deck with Trinades. We have seen that from ZZy, I believe yesterday, in a very anticlimactic win. But Bukamu will be flipping the heavy infantry to face down. There's Chandler targeting the back row thanks to Harpy's hunting ground. Any Bukamu to stop? Yes, there is. And Swallow's Nest to stop the Book of Moon, and I believe this should be game if the card in hand is any Harpy. And there you go, Chandler to discard the Perfumer. So that's the GG, pretty much. Unless Metal surprises us in any way, but it's very highly unlikely, surely. And any delay, probably from the side of Chris right now. And that's a GG. So yeah, TZ. Actually, I did mention earlier that if they won 10 and 6, they would have had 15 RD by the end of this week. And somehow, some way it happened. So, nonetheless, really good games from both sides. Not sure if we have the exact time for an interview, considering I have to get ready for the next match. But surely Chris is once again the star of Tier 0 in the second week in a row. And yeah, congratulations to TZ. Well fought from Phoenix. And yeah, I believe we do not have any other game going on at this moment, but we have one game starting in 25 minutes. Pharaohs versus Lost Tribe, the game of the season. So make sure you watch that out. I say game of the season, but it's probably game of like all 9 seasons. You don't have to miss this. You just have to watch it. So make sure to get in some snacks, some water, stay hydrated. Just like Davide said earlier. And yeah, see you then.